Sorry, one more. Back it up. Excuse me.
I get one.
Here you go, Xavier.
You're live.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, welcome to the official FightersRep 26 press conference. I'm George, the FightersRep Fez, alongside your main event and co-main event for tomorrow at FightersRep 26, and I'm absolutely ecstatic about this show. In the main event, we've got the trilogy between Kevin Abdul and Gabriel the Snowman Nieves, and of course, in the co-main event, we got Gabriel's teammate AJ Castellanos taking on Shiva MMA's Luis Guash. Of course, as you know, this side we've got Bushido Muay Thai represented, and with Kevin Abdul, Florida Kickboxing Academy. Again, these are some of the best striking gents on the East Coast, and we're so excited to showcase these guys. So first and foremost, I want to start with Luis. You know, stepped up to take on AJ Castellanos. These are two guys really on the rise, trying to make a name for themselves in the striking community. We've recognized them, we've seen their skill, we've seen their talent, and that's why they're our co-main event for tomorrow night at FightersRep 26. So let me start this one off by calling up Luis and giving him a little bit of time on the mic. Luis, what do you think is going to happen in this fight? Come on up and you know, give us your thoughts on this fight.
I mean, I've seen AJ fight. You know, I think the first time I ever did like a tournament or anything, I think he was doing it too. I was just seeing him fight. He's good, he's skilled. He's got more experience than me, I know, but you know, I think it's a great fight for me, good fight for him. You know, I'm hyped to go main for these guys, but I'm hyped. It's gonna be a good fight regardless.
Thank you, Luis. Much appreciated. And AJ, it's your turn, brother. Going to war alongside your teammate here, Gabriel Nieves, representing from Bushido as well. Kind of tell me what this fight means to you being co-main event at FightersRep 26.
It means, well, it's been a long training camp, you know. It's been a pretty long training camp. I've trained hard, and I'm just ready. That's it. I'm ready, and I come here to just, I want to be at the highest level in the sport, so I come here to destroy, and that's it. I'm just ready. Not really much else to say. I'm ready. That's it.
I love it, I love it. And of course, in the main event, it's the third time they meet, and hopefully this is the time they clarify it. Let's start with the contender, Gabriel the Snowman Nieves, representative for Bushido Muay Thai, trying to clear the air, man. We're gonna see what's what tomorrow night. Let me know what's going through your mind right now.
Well, not too much, man. We're humble people, we work hard, we don't like to work corners, you know what I mean? So we've been working, and we're gonna showcase.
Very excited about that. And of course, the champ himself, ladies and gentlemen, representing Florida Kickboxing Academy, Kevin Abdul, looking to defend his crown tomorrow night. Kevin, tell me how you're feeling and what's going through your mind right now.
What's going on, Knucklehead Nation? I'm feeling good, feeling strong. We worked hard, we prepared for this. You know, I know he's a tough guy, but you know, we trained just as hard as well. But I have no different plans. I'm playing with this baby coming back home with me. Be two of those I got now, and but I plan not to leave it to the judge this time. I really clarified the wording, and I know he's planning on doing the same thing. So let the fireworks begin. If you haven't yet bought tickets, make sure you do, or get the live stream, get the pay-per-view, because there's gonna be some fireworks main event. I promise you that.
I love it, and he's absolutely right. You can get your tickets at FightersRep.com or at the bio link on our Instagram or on our social media. You're not going to want to miss this fight. We're sitting on 11 fights right now on this card. Of course, that's subject to change, but we're talking about 11 fights featuring some of the best young striking talent. You know how we do it at FightersRep in the Lions Den. There's no hugging, there's no holding. These guys stand, go to war, and you can expect that from these four gentlemen up here that are going to be showcased tomorrow night in what's set to be an amazing co-main and main event right here at FightersRep 26 in Pompano Beach. At this time, I want to open it up to the public. If anybody has any questions for these young warriors, speak now or forever hold your peace. It looks like we've already got one. Xavier over here rubbing his hands. Xavier, what's the question, if any?
So I got a question for Gabriel. How you think this fight's gonna end, man? Like, what we looking at? Knockout, TKO? What's going on?
So Xavier wants to know how you think this fight's going to end, man. I mean, I'm sure you want to keep it away from the judges this time. You guys have gone to the judges 2 times. I'm sure you and Kevin are totally sick of that. But Xavier's asking, what do you want to do? How do you want to end this fight?
I want to keep the intensity high, until he cannot stand it no more. That's what I want to do.
Question for the champ. So how do you feel about fighting the third time? Does it get kind of a little boring after fighting the guy so many times? Like, yo, like,
How do you feel about fighting Gabriel Nieves for a 3rd time?
Technically, I already beat him twice, so I shouldn't be fighting him a 3rd time. But it was really close last time, and I know he wanted to run it back, and I don't run for nobody, so bring it on.
Alley Cat,
One for the champ. You plan on bringing the fire?
for the champ, do you plan on bringing the fire?
The fire has been brought.
Good, because fire melts what? Snow.
Anyone else got anything for us? That all we got? Nothing on Instagram Live, Xavier?
Lewis, I got a question from big boy Lewis. So how do you feel about your opponent AJ? Like, have you been watching footage? Have you been studying? Like,
So
what do you
Lewis,
know about it?
what do you feel about your opponent AJ? Have you studied him? You know, what's kind of your surveillance of him?
I've seen him fight in person. You know, like fights that my friends have done. I've been there. He's main eventing and spar wars. But it's gonna come down, Muay Thai versus Dutch kickboxing. Tomorrow night.
Y'all
I
heard
love
that?
it. And AJ, you got any retort for that?
At the end of the day, he's a good fighter. I've seen him fight, and I'm ready. At the end of the day, I'm not taking it lightly. I understand this. I've trained hard for this, and I'm taking this fight very, very seriously. And I know he's a pretty good opponent, so I'm here. I'm ready, and I just want to be at the highest level. That's it. So I just want to keep doing this and get as much experience as I can. And I fought many times, so this is nothing new to me.
I got
One more from Xavier.
one more question for Gabriel. So, what have you learned from your last loss to Kevin Abdul? What can you take that you feel like you could work on to improve your game in this rematch?
What you learned in your last loss with Kevin?
Well, I learned that in fighting sports, it's really important to show the damage that you are doing to your opponent. It's crazy because when you leave things to the judges, you sometimes don't find what you were expecting or what actually happened, or they perceive their things differently. And that pushed me to learn how to bring different styles. There's in Muay Thai sometimes the Muay Femour style where you make your opponent miss and you kind of play with it. And there's the Muay Mat too, that you go forward. So what I learned is that you don't have to just choose one style, but bring in a lot of different changes in your game and allowing the fight become what it's meant to be in the moment. So making a lot of new decisions and ready to be there, as I told before, keeping the intensity high, because not everyone can stand that, and in Bushido we train differently.
I wanted to ask you about that too, and I'm going to ask Kevin about that as well. I mean, the Bushido Army is here. Every time you guys come out, I see fluorescent green and black. The crowd's full of it. You're fighting alongside a couple teammates. What does it mean to you, to do that and have your brothers in arms here with you at FightersRep 26?
It feels like an honor because I feel like I represent them by standing up there, and it makes me proud because I'm becoming the man that I want to be. That's why we're fighting again, right? I never say no.
And Kevin, I want to ask you too, man, you're fighting alongside some of your teammates from Florida Kickboxing Academy, and obviously a very prestigious school. It's got to mean a lot to you to represent a school like that with Ace and Ten Pow at the head and so on and so forth.
It's definitely an honor to be part of FKA and everybody part of this. Because, you know, when the belt comes home, it's not just my title, it's everybody from the fighters to every member in the gym. Because, you know, we the fighters put us to hell, and even the guys who don't compete are like, you need help, you need a body, you want to run, you want me to hold pads. So, you know, this is not just us, this goes to everybody at home. Thank you, FKA.
All right, knuckleheads, anybody else out there with any questions for the main event and co-main event tomorrow night for Fighters Rep 26? Of course, if you haven't already, you can get your tickets at FightersRep.com and the live stream. If you can't make it for whatever reason, anywhere you are on the planet, you can join our YouTube channel. It's just $9.99 a month and watch these gentlemen throw down in the Lion's Den. So is that all we've got for the evening? All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. I really look forward to these fights tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss these fights tomorrow. These are 4 amazing gentlemen at the top of a card of 11 fights featuring some of the best striking gyms on the East Coast. You're not going to want to miss it. Come on out to Pompano Beach, Florida tomorrow. Get your tickets at FightersRep.com, and we'll see you there. Thank you so much for your time.
Let's go, champ. Let's go.